Good evening, everyone. I have, of course, the real ones here again tonight in DJ, Kenny Ken, and Shane Gooner. Can't get any better than this, people. We can't get any better. DJ, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Yeah, had a busy day, back at it. And the sunshine's gone. There's that autumnal feel in the air. And yeah, I'm just getting over the weekend's work. I'm just getting over the weekend's result. Slowly but surely, just getting over it. And pleasure to be on the show again, Jez, with yourself and Kenny Ken and Shane. And yeah, looking forward to it, my friend. Looking forward to it.
As always, mate, thank you. Shane, mate, I caught half of the show. I have to go back and watch the start of it, of the show you did earlier. I didn't get a notification today of that, but big up, Mama, by the way. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while, Mama. Hope you're well.
Big up, Mama.
Hope you're well.
So, yeah, it's a great show you did earlier. How are we doing, Shane?
All good, all good. Yeah, can't complain. Yeah, no, we were well, I was 15 minutes. I would have made it on time, but I didn't want to be rushing, and so I moved it to a quarter to, so maybe that's what the notification thing was. But no, look, it was good. The numbers are slowly picking up. The chat's getting really involved. We're doing a pick of the week now and stuff like that. But we went through a couple of the League of Ireland teams today, the Bohemians and Shelburne, Shamrock Rovers and stuff like that. And we saw some absolute crackers. And then it was sort of between Hummel and Umbro, between me and DJB, but Aston Villa's 87 to 90 Hummel jersey won out in the end, which I'm glad.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. It's nice to get away from sort of the obsessive ball and just talk about something that you can't go wrong when you're looking at something you love like that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Big up having me on, as always. It's one of my favourite shows to look forward to during the week. Sharing the screen with the absolute legends and the wonderful, wonderful chat. So big up to everybody.
Big up to you, mate. Kenny Ken. Hope you're well. We are going to strip down that game. We're going to talk about some of the idiotic comments from some YouTubers defending it. And also in the group chat, Kenny, you saw that there was a meeting today. We're going to talk about that between Berta and Arteta.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with you, Kenny, on this one, right?
Yes.
The game at the weekend, right? Liverpool at the moment, in my opinion, are not at their best yet. Okay, that was an ideal opportunity to go to Anfield, but walk out of there possibly with 3 points, definitely a point. But the manager, in his wisdom, decided that would go in a defensive setup, looking for a draw. And then you have to say it was a good goal from Liverpool, from Sloboslai, as I like to call him. And the fact is that we couldn't get it out again. We couldn't head it home. I mean, Kenny, give me your breakdown, mate. Tell me what you think.
Well, as soon as I saw the team selection, the first thing we said amongst ourselves is that he picked a team not to lose. You know, it was at best maybe a set piece will win it, maybe a bit of individual skill might win it, and then if we go, that team was basically a team that stated if we go in front pretty early, we'll shut the game out, and I think that's how the team went. And what we did is that we kind of underestimated Liverpool. I don't think Arteta underestimates Liverpool because he picked a negative substitution, but Arsenal fans, and I suppose some of the media underestimated Liverpool because despite the fact that you said Liverpool not at the best, the most important sort of like statistic out there is they won. They scored 7 goals. Yeah, 7-4, but they won. And that seems to get lost in translation. And obviously they compared it to us, we clean sheets. But when you look at the game itself, you know, Marino, Rice, Zubimendi, he's picked them to protect Zubimendi. That basically what that was for Zubimendi to get on the ball and control proceedings and shut the game down and slow the game down and get the crowds frustrated. That never happened.
No.
It never happened because what happened is that Liverpool played this like for like. You know, they went pretty strong. You know, they neutralised the pace of Martinelli by playing Sloboslai there, and then it was like kind of like for like. But but basically we held the ball. We had a bit of pace. It was Madueke, and then it was a case where Liverpool shut us down perfectly with our set pieces. Obviously, there were on the right hand side. That's where Rice is not strongest, isn't his strongest side. But what Liverpool did is that Van Dijk and Canate didn't have to move because the smaller players basically stopped the runs of our better players. So in that respect, they cancelled us out. And then when you got to the second half, what Liverpool did better than they did in the first half is that they pressed us and forced mistakes. So whilst we were winning the second balls in the first half, they won every second ball. And then when they wrested control of the game, that's when Wirtz was able to get the ball and he was able to put those passes in, and they went on the front foot rather than us. And that's when Arteta decided to go light for light because he could see Liverpool on the front foot. So that's when he decided to bring on, Odegaard, bring on Wanyeri, not Wanyeri, Eze. That's when he went for it, but it was too late. By that time, when it got to a toe-to-toe, we began to leave spaces. And that's when Liverpool got in a bit of control. They weren't always using Salah because Calafiori did a fantastic job on Salah. So basically, they were passing it through the middle, trying to, transition it down the left-hand side, making those sort of runs. And then we commit a foul. And then they got that's when they got their goal. But second half, they were the better side. Easily the better side. First half, we were the better side. But we relied more on set pieces. We had a snapshot from Madueke. But if it was a boxing match, maybe we nicked it on points. So it's never going to be enough. And fortunately, when you think about who is Liverpool's man in the match, well, I say the manager. His team selection played into Liverpool's hands. His in-game management played into Liverpool's hands. And then by the time he wanted to make some positive substitutions, Liverpool were already on that front foot, and they never gave us back control of that game. So, thanks, Mikel. No, this result was on you because we had to lay down a marker, Jez and guys, because everyone has looked at the squad. They can't really mark it out of 10. But when you looked at the numbers, the sort of quantity, and there was a bit of quality, you thought, right, this is the first time in a long time we could actually attack this season with some optimism that we can win the league. And maybe someone thought we will win the league because we've got a better squad than Liverpool. But that's all well and good. And what I said to the fan camp to Lee, and I've said yesterday on the show, you can have all the tools at your disposal to do different things with those tools, but it doesn't make you a tradesman. It doesn't make you a tradie. And that's the problem. He reverted to type at our expense when it was a chance for us to show the rest of the country and maybe people that we are ready to go for the championship. I know people say it's only game 3. Respect to you guys for that. But no, psychologically, if we had won that game, I think here on this panel will think, you know what, we're the team to beat.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. DJB, good comment here that sort of segues into what you're going to say about that game. Count Ducky, be up, lads. Question: do you think Mikel is scarred by the 2-2 at Anfield in 23? We were 2-0 up, and only drew. I worry that this has scarred him. Hope to hear your thoughts, mate. What do you reckon on that?
He's scarred. He's scarred in big matches permanently. Every time there's a big match, every time he can lay a marker down. When he's got the opportunity to set an example, when he's got an opportunity to raise the bar to show everyone that we mean business, he's scarred. I really have not got my head around the fact that we've gone to Anfield early in the season when Liverpool are not quite going through the gears yet. They've struggled to beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth could have easily got a draw there. If Newcastle with 10 men, they struggled to get over the line and beat them. So this was a fantastic opportunity. And Eze's at the club on a high. He's had all the glitz and the glam, the signing, the presentation before the game at Leeds, the Ian Wright video. He's just won an FA Cup, Charity Shield, signed for his boyhood club, and then he goes and benches him. So what message is that sending to the rest of the team? I'm sure the rest of the team, they're not stupid. The rest of the team's probably thinking, hang on a minute, what's he doing here? I'm sure Rice must have been sitting in the change rooms going, you're not playing. What's going on? So this is what I'm saying. Players are not stupid. This goes through and it filters all through the team. So straight away you could see we was on the back foot from, you know, we had control of the game, but controlling the game doesn't make you necessarily the better team. It's the first half was just sort of like a chess match, really. Liverpool was kind of not really going for it. They were seeing what we had, but you could tell as the half went on, Liverpool's thinking, well, hang on a minute, they're not offering that much. Mm. And then in the second half, Arne Slot made them changes. He brought Chiesa on. As Kenny said, they're then playing through the lines. And what I noticed, they manipulated Zubimendi because Zubimendi got caught on the ball quite a few times. And then you see Zubimendi getting frustrated. Hence, that's why he made that that stupid tackle that led to the free kick. And this is what worries. This is my worry about Zubimendi. In space with the ball, with no one around him, he looks a world beater. But when he's got the ball and people are putting him under pressure, he tends to kind of panic. And I think they manipulated that. They saw that. They also saw that Declan Rice was getting very, very tired as well. So the second half, I agree with Kenny. Liverpool kind of got back in the game and you could only see one team scoring. And then he makes the changes, but then you're thinking, well, why haven't you done this earlier?
That's the point.
You know, again, his in-game management, again, and I keep referring back to it and people must be getting bored of it, but you have to keep harping on it. His in-game management, again, lets him down. Because I'm thinking to myself, right, Liverpool are now getting into the game. They're growing into the game in the second half. Go and make your substitutions. This is when you've got to be brave now. Reverse it. Put them on the back foot now. Let us start playing through the lines and getting the ball to feet and everything else. But he didn't. He hung on and hung on and hung on. And we only really kind of looked dangerous when we were chasing a 1-goal lead, when we was 1 down. I was just disappointed, Jez. It's really kind of heart-wrenching when you're kind of really looking forward to a big game like that. And just by his team selection, you just know how the game's going to pan out. And we was all being positive because we used to being negative and everything else. But I had us down of drawing. And I said several times, I can't see us walking out of there with nothing. I'm pretty confident we'll get something from the game. Everyone was saying it. Yeah. Oh, I think we'll get 3 points. I think we'll get a point. 2-2, 1-1, 2-1 Arsenal. We was all upbeat for it. And he goes and does that. And this is why you have to question the manager. And then you look at individual performances. Calafiori, I thought, done a brilliant job at left back. One of his best games I've seen him play. Mosquera came on, which he should have started. Mosquera. Saliba should never have started that match because he was injured. Mosquera came on, done a good job. But again, you look at the left-hand side. You look at Martinelli. People say he was there for his defensive duties. Well, he never even done that. He didn't even do that. I don't know what he done. It was literally like playing with 10 men. And then if you look at Gyökeres up front, who wasn't getting the service.
Nope.
And we weren't creative enough to get Gyökeres in the game. Effectively, we was only playing with 9 men. Because Martinelli was out of sorts. Gyökeres is kind of making all these runs and not getting the ball. So we took him out the game. Our own team took him out the game, not Liverpool. And so really it was just a case of like, okay, here we go. And I was bored, Jez. I've got to be honest. I was bored.
It was boring.
I was bored. As if I was any other fan watching that, I think I'd have turned it over. It was boring. It was like watching England.
It was terrible.
Absolutely boring, honestly. And I agree with what Peter Schmeichel says and all of that because it's boring. We went there to go and win the game by corners and set pieces.
Again,
You've got all these attacking options. You've got all these flared players, and the manager's set up to bore the pants off of everyone and score from a corner.
But
I mean, I can't. I don't know what else to say. They're the facts, and you can gloss it up all you like. You can do player ratings and give 7 to this one, 8 to this one. The bottom line is you can't blame the players. You've got to blame the manager. You have to. This is on the manager. This is purely on the manager. That defeat was on the manager. We can look at players individually and say, "Oh, well, he's out of form. He didn't play well. This one didn't play well." But the bottom line is the manager is to blame for this defeat, and you can't. There's no other excuse you can use. They will use excuses, obviously, but you can't. As from a football point of view, even if you're a neutral, you have to look on it as the manager. One thing I will say about Timber, and I've been saying about Timber, I think he's an outstanding defender, one of the best defenders around, brilliant defender, but he doesn't give us that attacking option, and that's what he needs to work on. He's giving you that attacking option. And that's why I like Ben White sometimes at right back, because he does link up with Saka and he gives you that overlap and he gives you that final third, that attacking option. So that's all I'll say about Timber. Rice was just running around. He was trying to do too much. Zubimendi looked out of sorts to me. Madueke, I don't think you can get better out of Madueke. What you saw Sunday with Madueke is his level. That is it. I can't see him. That is
the first half, didn't he?
Yeah, he's had a good first half, but he didn't really get you out your seat, did you? He was a bit sort of like hesitant and a bit kind of like, oh, what do I do? Shoot, cross, or what? He was in two minds a lot, wasn't he? So, and Gyökeres, I'll end on this. Gyökeres looked like a kind of Championship Division 1 striker that we got on deadline day. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I mean, this is Mike's. I was just going to say this to Shane. Mike, I think you're bang on, mate. Our players have no freedom. That is the problem. They're afraid to go against Arteta's ridiculous tactics. I totally 100% agree with that. Gyökeres is getting absolutely no service.
No.
Let's be honest. In the 3 games we've played so far, the only time he did was at home against Leeds.
Yeah.
Now, no disrespect to Leeds, right? They're just being promoted. They've got to take time to settle into the Prem again. But it seems to me, I mean, case in point, right? Before I come to you, Shane, right? There was a point when he brought on Mosquera, right? I was watching him on the touchline, Arteta, and he was like this. He didn't know what to bloody do.
No.
Yep.
And he sat on the bench, right? Yeah, you got players that can influence the game. And I'm thinking, what is this man on? What is he doing? And it seems from going around different shows like we all do, just having a look, see what's being said, talked about. There's a lot of negative comments towards Arteta now. Hell of a lot. And it's quite funny, right? Watching Lee's, watching yours, Shane, watching DJB, watching other streams. Where are all the Arteta sexuals? Where have they all gone? After that game against Liverpool, I haven't seen any of them, apart from one, which we will come on to in a little bit in the show. But Shane, give me a breakdown of that game, man, because I thought it was an absolute bloody disgrace. We should have got, all right, go to Anfield. It's a tough ground to go to. We know that from history. But at least give it a bloody go. At least the team up. And the point is, before I shut up, he didn't set the team up for an attacking situation. It was, as Kenny said, when I saw Kenny's post on Instagram and he was saying about the team, I thought, oh, my life, are we sure about this?
Yeah.
Are we sure? Marino in there? Now, you're going to Anfield and you're setting up with 7 bloody defensive players. That says to me you're going for a draw. You're not going for a win. Against the Liverpool team, in my opinion, is not quite there yet. Yet, certain people, a certain person, who we will discuss in a bit, Liverpool were lucky. The referee was terrible.
Ugh.
The tactics weren't that bad.
We contained them.
Look, Shane, please, mate. You know, I've been watching football for 57 bloody years, and I think the tactics were shit.
Jez, you said disgrace there, and that's the only word for it. I've heard there was excuses before the game, there was excuses during the game, there was excuses after the game. Always excuses. And I saw a montage of Liverpool fans coming out of the ground and they were asking about Arsenal. And to a man and a lady, they were like, well, they came here to draw. You came here to draw and you lost. This is what happens. You're coming to the Champions to draw and you lost. It was clear. Look at the lineup. And I'll tell you one thing, right? To everybody on the panel, everybody in chat. For me, if you take from an hour before that game, right, all the way through to an hour after it, that sort of 4-hour period, you got to see everything you need to know about this manager. Because the hour before he picked that team, that was when he picked the team, right? We were all on Rashid's at the time. And every one of us had our side either drawing or winning, right? Drawing or winning. As soon as the team was announced, we all changed our mind straight away. Every one of us said that's it. We were furious, right? Now the thing is with the Marino thing. I was on Aaron's the week before with DJB and stuff, and I said they were saying Eze's going to play, and I said there is no way on earth he's playing Eze in any way, shape, or form in that game.
I thought he was
he might play him out the wing. He might play him in the 10. And they said, what if Odegaard's injured? And I said, even if Odegaard's injured, I said, he'll play Marino. And they all went, nah. And I went, no, trust me, guys. There's no way he is going there. Number one, he wouldn't start Eze in the 10 because he's not used to the regimented system of defending. He'd be afraid that he wouldn't stick in that rigid 4-4-2 and the low blocks and all that. But for me, the main reason he wouldn't play him in the 10 is, what if Eze had got man of the match, scored a screamer, set up Gyökeres in the 10, and then Odegaard's fit? How does he answer that question? How does he justify dropping him? And people say you're crazy that he doesn't think that way. He does. He's the main character in every story. So from the second he picked that team, and I'd say the Liverpool players were in the dressing room laughing their ass off when they saw that going, really. And like everybody said, this wasn't just about 3 points. This was about going to the champions and letting them know that you're here. Like when we went to Old Trafford and Overmars scored. I mean, like when we beat them 3-2 at Highbury earlier that season. Like when we went to Old Trafford in 2002 and won the league there. And then I heard someone say, oh, well, our 3 best players were out. Number one, Odegaard's not one of our best players. But even if you want to go down that road and say Saka was out, Odegaard was out, blah, 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 Saliba was out, right? Even if you want to go down that road, when we went to Old Trafford in 2002, Henry was out, Bergkamp was out, Pires was out. They were our 3 best players. And we took it to them. And it should have been more than 1-0 that game as well. We played them off the park that night. Absolutely pounded them, right? But we had a manager who knew the importance of making a statement. It's all about making a statement. And I got pelters on my channel in the lead up to it saying, I would almost rather lose 3-2 the way Newcastle did, where we're going at them and we're pinning them back. If that game was 2-2 and we were pounding their goal and Alisson was making world-class saves, and then Szoboszlai slaps that free kick in, you go, right, fair enough. You know what I mean? That's fair enough. We were beaten by a worldie. That'll do. I said I'd almost nearly prefer that to go in there and draw 0-0 and have 1 shot on target and let them come at us and put out a defensive formation. Because 2023-24, when we went to Etihad, City were on a bit of a wobble. We had them on the ropes. We were pounding the life out of them at the Etihad. And he switched to defensive. When the 0-0 was inside, he switched to defensive, got the 0-0. We ended up losing the league by 2 points. And Rodri came out and said, we knew that night that they weren't going to win the league. They didn't have it in them. Gary Neville said at the time that you have to beat them now. You have to take it to them. You have them. If you're a boxer and you're pounding someone and they're on the ropes, you don't step back and let him get his breath back. You finish him off. And this manager does not have it in him. So from the team selection, then we go into the match. I said in the lead up to the match, I said, if this is a draw with 25 minutes left, we've lost. Because Slot's in-game management is unbelievable, and Arteta doesn't have any. And that's what happened. People will say, oh, it was just a free kick. Okay, well, Zubimendi was getting overwhelmed. That's why he gave the free kick away. Also, if we had a free kick in that position, with 8 minutes left. They wouldn't have been allowed to shoot. Our players would not be allowed to shoot. They'd be told from the bench, whip it in, whip it in. They wouldn't have been allowed to express themselves that way. We can talk about Calafiori having a good game, and he did. You can only go up against what you're there for. But we have to take into a fact as well that Salah was way off it. He had 3 chances where he took a touch and it was a heavy touch. But Calafiori did. You have to do what you do. He got in his head, and that's all down to being a good defender. Fair play to him, right? Fair play to him. Arteta came out, and this is then after the match. This is what I'm saying. That sort of 4-hour period from the hour before to the hour after is everything you need to know about this guy, right? After the match, he throws Eze under the bus, which was disgusting, by the way. And there's a lot to be said in that sentence. When Eze is clean through, he has to score, right? Number one, he's throwing his player under the bus. Number two, if he was talking about Havertz, Martinelli, Jesus, he would have said Kai. He would have said Gabby. He would have used a first name or a nickname. With Eze, it's just his surname. Just his surname. And people say you're reading too much into it. Trust me. There's meaning behind that. You are not. You are separate. You are not part of my club. That's what that means. He has come out and he's thrown Saliba under the bus. Saliba was injured, but he wanted to play. What happened the week before with Chelsea? Cole Palmer was injured. You're not playing, son. Their best player. Their best player. And they'd drawn the first game as well, so they were under pressure to beat West Ham. Let's get that right. They were Maresca's under immense pressure to beat West Ham. If they'd have gone and lost West Ham, his job's under threat. If they lose their first game or second game and draw the first game, his job's under threat. Arteta knows that he's all right. You have to tell him not to play. And I would put money that with 2 World Cup qualifiers coming up, and Saliba isn't guaranteed his French spot, by the way, because they have so many good players. He's not going to want to risk an injury and miss the French games. I can put money Arteta made him play, or else he blackmailed him into, or else he manipulated him into thinking that it's his decision. Regardless, you do not play him. Do not play an injured player. You've done it before. People said, oh, well, fair play to him for admitting it. He admitted that he was injured. He knew that was caught on camera beforehand. There's no way a player, but there's 40,000 people in that crowd filming the warm-up on their phones. He knew that would come out. He knew that the images of Saliba being helped off the pitch. So he threw him under the bus. And I'll finish on this. He then lied about, which he does this all the time, just little lies. He lied about it being Mosquera's debut. He said it's his debut. He played against Leeds. He played half an hour against Leeds. Why would he lie about that? I'll tell you why he'd lie about it. Because when he says, oh, well, then we had to bring in Mosquera for his debut, it sounds so much more dramatic. And it sounds like he has a tin squad that he's given some kid his debut at Anfield. People go, you're reading too much into it again. I'm not. Trust me. There's meaning behind everything that this guy says. And then, of course, all of those Cantons and all sit in that press conference and not one of them corrects him. Just like they didn't correct him on the points total. Just like they didn't correct him about the midfield. Canton asked him, is that midfield a bit conservative? And he said, he let a few things slip in this, by the way, and I will finish on this. He let a few things slip because he said, Martin Odegaard was out, right, for the 10 position, and Kai was out. So in that sentence, he's already admitted that if Odegaard's out, Havertz is going to go into the 10. Not Ethan Nwaneri, not Eze, not Lou Skelly. Havertz will, right? Then he said, and then I had no one else. And then there's that picture of Eze, Nwaneri, and Lewis Skelly sitting beside each other on the bench. He had no one else to come in. And again, no one questioned him. So everything you needed to know about this manager, all 7 years that he's been here, was in that 4 hours. Terrible lineup, cowardly tactics. When it doesn't work, throw the players under the bus, throw anyone under the bus, save yourself, and then move on. Everything you needed to know about him was there. And that will give Liverpool all the confidence in the world that we're not going to challenge them one bit. We're not going to challenge them one bit. We don't have it in us. And if Forest come and do us, which I have a sneaky feeling they will, get something, we could be 5 points behind after 4 games. He's a coward, and he's proven everything that's wrong with him in that 4 hours. And I'll leave it at that. I'm so furious with him. But what gets me the most about it is I knew it would happen. I knew he'd find a way to mess it up.
Well, it's quite evident going through, watching the comments coming in here. Everybody is very, very pissed off and fed up. And there's a lot of new people in the chat tonight. And that's good. That is good because the message is getting out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, and as Rose has said, and Rat, he's not an arsewipe anymore, mate. He's a shit rag. That's my new name for him. He's a shit rag because this manager is absolutely bloody clueless. And the comment, I just lost it now, but it's evident, right? He is a narcissist. Nothing is his fault.
Never. How
dare you do that to a new player you've just brought in for £60-odd million? bring him on for what, 15, 20 minutes? Right? And say, oh, well, if you're clean free, you got to score. Oh, right, okay. Havertz does that all the time, doesn't he? He does it all the time.
He said give him 50 games, Jez, when he was messing up. He said you need 50 games.
19 minutes he had, is 19 minutes.
Compared to 50 games.
Minutes. There you go. There you go. And now you're blaming the whole debacle at Anfield on him. Whereas Havertz, who's played God knows how many thousands of minutes, hundreds of minutes for Arsenal, right? He's not exactly clinical, is he, Kenny? He's not exactly what you'd call somebody you're going to say, oh, he's clean through, he's going to score. No. But let's move it on, Kenny. In part, I'm getting a little. I've been fed up with this for a very long time. Certain YouTubers, right? Certain tubers that defend this, and the one today watching on a show, and I'll name him. I don't give a shit. Egal, right? He's out there defending. The tactics weren't bad. The manager nearly got it right. Liverpool were lucky. Goal shots on target, and as somebody said, well, if you go results shots on target, if that's the argument you want to come out with, Liverpool would have won 3-1, 1-0. We had one shot on target. They had 3 shots on target and scored 1. What, Kenny, please, mate, because it does my bloody head in. How can these people justify this shit?
Yeah, but the problem is that he's very much in the minority. The majority of people have questioned his team selection. A lot of people are baffled about the inclusion of Dauman at the expense of Ranieri. Some people even angry because in terms of Ranieri's development, he's ahead of Dauman. Dauman is an exciting player for the future, but at the moment, Ranieri's more experienced and he's better than him. And so people are angry about it. People are angry about the putting Eze in the substitutes bench. So that's even people are fans of his own fans. Even his own fans are baffled by the tactics. So he's very much in the minority. He can bang that drum as much as he likes. But let's not forget, last week when we were on Dan's show, he was the only person who refused to give a prediction. Why did he say a prediction? I'll tell you why. It's because he was in a position where he didn't really know what to do. There was no, when you're in an office where you're not very good at writing letters, so you have sample emails, sample letters, and then what you do is use those letters and you fill in the other bits, but the whole body of letters there for you. That's what he was like when we was asked that question, because if he went and said that Arsenal will win heavily and it lost, he would look stupid. If he said it would be a draw, no, it does make him stand out. And if he thought that Arsenal would lose, that would completely, like I said, being out of touch with the message he tries to convey as a positive fan. So everything's got an angle with him. He's an offender to the hill. Yeah, I saw the exchange for himself and Hussam on Terry's channel where it got pretty heated and got really. It was just people just screaming and shouting at each other and calling each other and saying each other's using adjectives, fearful adjectives, by the way, to describe each other's opinions. But you got to remember one thing. People go from one trip to the other. Before the game, we had the best squad in the country. We had a deeper bench than Liverpool's. Rebecca Lowe, who's a Crystal Palace fan, thought we'd win 3-1. One person on TikTok said 4-1. Majority of people said this is our best chance to go to Anfield and win comfortably. They cited the fact that Liverpool was allegedly struggling, even though they won both games. Kanate was not in form. So they went in there with a lot of optimism. The minute the final whistle went to Anfield, why are people getting upset? They're going on like we lost to Bolton. It's Liverpool champions. We ain't gone here. By this time last year, not many of you guys didn't even acknowledge Liverpool as your rivals. Laughingly. You thought Man City were rivals. And then when they won the league, they're not all that. We weren't good enough. And then on the first game before the ball was kicked, you accepted we were favourites. Well, I thought we were favourites. It may change. And then when you saw Liverpool's first 2 games and you saw us beat Leeds, the mighty Leeds, 5-0, all your optimism skyrocketed. And then all your delusions skyrocketed. And then now we lost the game, you got the back. Rather than have a go at the match, you blame us. We're having a go. And then you have acolytes like the guy from who's got multiple channels, all successful, by the way, the Man United fan from Nottingham, going, Arteta! Which is a pro. I mean, if he ever done that in front of me, I'll knock him into next week. I'll put him in Whittington Hospital. He came there, tried that with me. He's going to Whittington. He'd picking his teeth out of broken fingers if he came up and said that nonsense. Because I consider it as an insult. I've been watching football for a long, long time. I've been watching football nearly all my life. So by him saying Arteta out, he's telling me that I'm an idiot, that I'm a fool, and I'm a sheep. That I have no football knowledge. I'm just an oaf that as bar fights in Islington. I take exception to that. But I don't take exception to his point of view. I don't take exception to his positivity. But it seems like they have a sort of ready script. They got the script for if we won the game. I told you so. All you guys saying, "Oh, we're third favourites, putting us down." Where are you now? They got no script for the draw. But when we lose, the script is, "Oh, he didn't do that badly. He did everything he can. We were beaten by a free kick. We should have had a penalty. The referee wasn't good enough. Oh, we're playing the champions." No accountability for that. His negativity. No accountability for his poor team selection. No accountability for the fact that he threw a kid in the lion's den, hoping he can just for the sake of it. Where basically we all know that his team selection shouted, "Hi, Arnie. Tell you what, we won't attack that much if you don't attack that much. Let's just sit. Let's just settle for the draw, and then we see you on the 7th of January, and then the real stuff can happen." But yeah, let's shadow box, because that's what the team selection was about. But I always say about these positive gooners, because they're not top gooners. No, there's no such thing as a top gooner. The only top gooners are the ones who played for us. They're the top gooners. They're people of respect. I'm not going to look up to, the persona who does the same thing as I do. Goes to the same amount of games as I do. I'm not going to call these guys top gooners because they're doing what I do effortlessly. But cut a long story short, you expect nothing from my good friend Miguel, because simple reason is that the script. Always remember when it's people like that, there's a script that they have to sort of like go through, and then there's another script. So, it's none of this normal sort of hybrid sort of viewpoints where win, draw, lose, let's all hit the booze. It's a script for when we win, a script for when we lose. The script for when we lose is excuses. The script for when we win is "I told you so," and I'm the only one who's behind the manager, and I'm a top fan. Fact,
DJ. I just cannot believe you get a player in, right? He's got to settle into the team, right? And this manager has just thrown him under the bus by saying, basically, you fucked up.
Scored. Yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
That, I don't think is a good introduction to a new team, do you? I think that's pretty disgraceful. Rather than put your arm around him and say, "Unlucky, mate. Come on, you'll be fine. We've got to settle down. You've got to get used to the team." I'm just going to say there, you've got to get used to the tactics. No, I'll rephrase that. You've got to get used to my useless tactics.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke, mate. Isn't it? What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's a deflection away from him again, though, isn't it? This is the problem. It's a deflection away from him again. And the problem is, right, Jez, is Eze's missed a chance, or in his opinion, he's missed a chance. He should have, one-on-one, should have scored, and he's highlighted that. Again, what he's trying to do is deflect it away from him. His team selection was wrong. The fact that Eze missed the chance has got nothing to do with the real problem. Was your attitude and the way you set the team up from the get-go. That's the real problem. But by saying all these things in press conferences and by doing all this, what it does, it deflects away from him. So now everyone's going, oh, did you hear what he said about Eze? No one's talking about the team selection. No one's talking about his in-game management. We're all talking about what he said about Eze. So he's very, very clever in what he comes out with at certain moments and certain times. And the reason why you've got these so-called fans writing scripts to suit the moment, because that's what they do. They live in the moment, like the manager. That's what they do. They live in moments. When we win, they have a moment of glory. When we lose, they have a moment of excuses. They're just moments. And that's what this team is. The team's been built on moments. Beating Bayern Munich, quarter-final. It was a moment. 5-1, Man City. It was a moment. Up until then, we was absolutely crap. And the thing is people say, oh, you're getting overexcited. It's only one game. This ain't one game. Me, Kenny, and everyone else, and yourself, and Shane, and everyone on the chat. This ain't just one game. We've been watching this for 2 or 3 seasons now. We've had lots of games like this. This ain't a one-off. If this was a one-off, I'd go, well, yeah, perhaps we're being a little bit over the top. But it ain't a one-off. You know, we bored the pants off of... I remember Everton at home last season, 0-0.
Yeah.
You know, a terrible game. I can name countless of games that I've seen under this manager that's very similar to the Liverpool game. So it's not a one-off. No. And the problem is, if you've got a manager that doesn't take accountability, you're going to have fans that will find excuses so that he doesn't have to take accountability. And this is the problem. Any decent manager of any sort would have come out and went, look, I'm not blaming Eze. I'm not blaming my players. I will keep that in the dressing room. The bottom line is I've set the team up. I picked the team. This is down to me. This is my fault. And I've heard loads of managers say it's not down to my players. I've heard lots of managers in press conferences in the past that have said, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. And I would admire him more for that than keep making excuses and he never takes accountability. I don't know any game where he's faltered and lost, where he's come out and gone, it's down to me. It's down to me. I should have gone into it with a more attacking mind. I should have played Eze or whatever. Perhaps I should have I got this one wrong. This is down to me. You never hear him say it. And the problem is, if he's protecting himself, you're going to have fans that agree with what this guy does, protecting him. They are a spin-off of him. Whereas we are different. We'll praise him if he does something brilliantly, because I have done in the past. He's got results in the past, and I've seen some good football under him in the past, and I've come out and I've gone, oh, that's brilliant. I mean, he got that spot on today. Brilliant. The problem is we can do that, but we can also be his biggest critic. We can also pick out the finer things. Well, hang on a minute. Why has he done this? And why has he said that? And why ain't he doing this? And why ain't he doing that? Yeah. But we can also praise, oh, he done this and he done that and he done this. Whereas the other fans, they will only see the good. They won't see the bad and they won't see the ugly. They'll only see the good. And anything bad and ugly, it's the refs. It's VAR. It's injuries. It's the ball. It's the playing surface. It's because of this one, and we contained them. And listen, we might have contained them in the first half, but the bottom line is there's too many games like that under this manager that's evident on show. Too many games. This is not a one-off. This ain't like, oh, it's only the third game of the season. Nothing to worry about. You've been beaten by Liverpool, the league champions. Well, hang on a minute. They were saying not long ago that we've got the best squad in the Premier League. We've got the best squad. Our squad depth is second to none.
Yeah, well,
I still think, Jez, and I'll land on this. I'm going to be truthful now. I think our squad is pretty not improved very much at all.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think when you're signing Isaac, Etatike, Wirtz, Frimpong, and players like that, you've improved your squad. But when you're signing Norgard, Zubimendi, Madueke, you ain't improving your squad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're just like for like. You're just like for like. And then you add on Gyökeres, right? Playing under this manager is not an upgrade. Gyökeres playing under the likes of Jurgen Klopp, Gyökeres playing under the likes of Arnie, Gyökeres playing under the likes of Hansi Flick and all of this is an upgrade. But Gyökeres under this manager is not an upgrade.
Yep.
Because this guy is only going to score 15, 16 goals max. And five or six of them are going to be from the penalty spot. So when we all gas up about, oh, it's what a wonderful window. Look at the size of our squad. Look at our squad depth. Pick the bones out of it and go, really? Is it that much of an upgrade that it's going to take us to the next level? And I'll just say this. You could have given me all them players that Liverpool signed. Give me Isak and Etatike under this manager. No. Sorry.
no.
The problem is the football manager, not the players. It's not the signings, it's the manager. Because any other manager with this football team and the team we had last season and the team we had the season before would have won silverware. And the problem is, until that's rectified, and it will be, because the Cronkies are onto them, and it will be, until that's rectified, we ain't winning nothing. And, that's just my opinion.
I totally agree with you, mate. I mean, we did have an Egal fan there. Mm-hmm. Dave's the GOAT. I just don't get them. I don't understand them. What are these? I mean, these people must be about 14 to actually follow this absolute clown.
Yeah.
And this lot, the Arteta Parrots, starring Tom Canton, Harry Simeo, Egal, Ty, Robbie, and all the rest of them. Absolute arsewipes, that lot. They're not quite shit rags, but they're arsewipes.
Yeah, they want to join the fun fair, isn't it? It's, as I said to you before, Arsenal, it's a fun fair, isn't it? Fun fair's coming to town. Arsenal are in town.
It's something bigger than that. I think what it is that it's their career now. You know, when you the first three people you've mentioned, that's their career. Their career is access to the manager.
Acting this manager,
I think what's happened is I think what's happened, we seem to forget the Sir Alex Ferguson effect, where Sir Alex Ferguson created an era and created a mindset where if people didn't say what he liked, he banished them. I remember he actually banned a journalist because of what his brother said.
Mm-hmm.
And they both worked for the same paper.
He wouldn't do interviews at BBC because of his son.
Yeah, exactly. So what's happening now is that all the managers have copied that, and and so what's happening now? The modern journalist hasn't got the charisma or the, like I said, the bloody mindedness of the journalists of yesteryear. People like Harry Harris, Mayor Bose, like Sadler, who used to write for the Sun, those kind of guys. People like
proper journalists.
Samuel. Samuel. He used to work for the Mirror. He works for the Mail. And obviously, he does a column in the Jewish Chronicle. He's one of those top journalists. And obviously, Oliver Holt up to a point. But the guys coming past are all don't question Mikel Arteta. They don't say anything, that will upset him. And the guys who are trying to break into the media, desperately trying to break into the media. They don't want to accept him. We only have to, like I said, rewind back to AFTV Extra, where they actually admitted what we always know, that they were given sort of like sample questions of what to ask and what not to ask Mikel. And every guy who goes into those press conferences has to follow it. So it's like it's completely controlled. I think what's happened is that I think they do believe in Mikel. I think it's financial because it's their career, but because the little access that Arsenal are giving them, that's enough to seduce them into the Mikel coat. That's enough to seduce them into the fact that the club's in really good stead because the club told them so. So the PR woman at Arsenal told them so and told them, allowed them access. And Mikel Arteta smiled when he spoke to them. And everyone's around him. You see Mikel hugging people, having a little joke. The players all laughing and joking. That's going to bastardize everything we've said because that's what the club does. I always say, if you watch Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, and you see the scene with Lenny McLean, when he has those two idiots who he asked to rob the guns and horses, and he says, "You know when you need to know. Get it? Need to know basis, but you'll know when you need to know." And basically, it's kind of mantra. You know what you need to know, and if you translate that from Marsh into proper English, this is what we're giving you, and this is what you should be saying. All right. So all those, rather than all these 10 minutes or 15 minutes you get, that's what we do. You don't need to know about, bust ups in the dressing room or when someone's got Mikel, by the collar because he didn't shoot, he didn't play him. No, you don't need to know that. You know what we showed you, and this is how things are going. And that's it. And that's how it's introduced because the PR woman at Arsenal knows their first name. Also a biscuit, maybe a coffee, or they have access to the coffee machine. They get this little yellow lanyard with their name on it. Oh, it's you again. All right, mate. How are you?
Exactly.
It's all too.
I couldn't sell out though. I don't think I could. You're selling your club out. I couldn't do it.
And that you're selling your soul.
I couldn't sell. I couldn't sell my club out, man. I don't even care if I got access. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sell my club. I couldn't do it. I'd have to say it as it is.
It's like selling out one of your kids. It's like selling out one of your children. That's what it's the equivalent of.
The club's bigger than me. It should be bigger than the fans. It should,
I'll ask you this one then, Shane. Come to you on this, mate. Before we wrap this up, Arteta's had a meeting today with the man, the person in charge, the money man, right, Josh Kroenke. And apparently in that, this is from the Arsenal press, they're expectations this year. Josh Kroenke is expecting success, I think is the words. Let me find it. I'll tell you what he says. Let me find it. I've got it here. Here we are. Yes, here we are. Josh Kroenke has held a meet with Mikel Arteta discussing what he expects this season. He has given Arteta everything he's asked for, and he expects to have a successful season. Trophies must be won.
Well, he's gone in.
Yeah. Well, look, if that is fact, fair enough. But to me, I felt they already had a conversation with him, just because in the lead up to the United game and press conferences, he said things like, "We have to win, no more long-term plan, only short-term plan." And he's never said anything like that before. Never ever said anything like that before. So they would be crazy to have dropped 1.2 billion, whatever it is, and said. And say, right, it's okay just to qualify for Champions League. They need success. And I'm tired of this Liverpool are buying the league excuse, because how much you spend means absolutely nothing. It's net spend. Net spend is all that matters. And our net spend has been absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous this season. Liverpool have signed Isak, Ekitike, Kirkes, all of these ballers, and their net spend is less than ours. It's less than ours. Our net spend is higher because we've made money on what? Nuno Tavares and I think we got 2.5 million for Sambi Lokonga. Liverpool are getting 40 million, 50 million, 60 millions all over, all through the board. And Kenny went through this before. The reason why we can't sell players, Arteta doesn't put them in the shop window. He makes it clear when he doesn't want them. How can you sell a player for a profit when you've made it abundantly clear in the public that you will never play this guy, like he did with Aubameyang, like he did with Ozil? We can't go to a club with Ozil on 350 grand a week and say, look, I think he's worth about 20 million. They'll go, you'll be lucky if you get anything off us, mate. You don't want him. You're never going to play him. You need to get rid of him. We know you need to get rid of him. It's the same as anything. We never come from a strong selling position. So he should be under pressure. He should be under immense pressure. And he already was. And we know how he reacts for pressure. He can't handle it. Never has been able to handle it. I always refer to one semi-final goal in 7 semi-final matches. That shows when the pressure is on, he can't handle it. Oh, but he won a semi-final in his first year and he won an FA Cup final. Fine, because he had match winners in the team. He had match winners who, with personalities like Aubameyang, who would scrap his tactics when the chips are down and take a few players on and slap a shot in, like he did in the semis, like he did in the final. He doesn't have those players anymore. He doesn't have those players anymore because he got rid of them all. Now he has them again with Eze and Gyökeres. And, he will call him Eze. He won't call him Eberiche. He won't call him Ebby or anything that the players call him because he's nothing to him. It's clear he never wanted him. Never wanted him. He was given him by Bertha because Havertz got injured. Bertha knows this man. He goes, oh, well, there's his excuse now. He'll be saying that all year. Didn't have a full team. Injuries, guys. That's why I didn't win, guys. He went, no, here's a player for you. Shut your mouth. There's a player. Oh, but guys, no, I don't want to hear it. He didn't want Gyökeres. He's starving him. That stat that I saw, that at half-time in the Liverpool game, Gyökeres had 2 more touches than Saliba, who went off after 3 minutes. That's outrageous. That is outrageous. It's unforgivable. And it's everything that we said, by the way. You said it, Jez. DJ said it. Kenny said it. I said it. All through the summer. It doesn't matter what forward we get because his tactics will not suit them. That's why he wanted Šeško. He wanted Šeško to be playing like Havertz, coming deep, flicking the ball on. This is he refuses to use players in the proper position. When we were on panels and these top gooners, Arteta sexuals, or whatever you want to call them, we were going around the panel and they're saying, oh, Gyökeres will get 25 to 30 goals. He'll get you just sit there flabbergasted that it's like they live in a computer game or something. It doesn't work that way. The football doesn't work that way. That's why some managers get a song out of players and others don't. Look at Glasner going into Palace. Mateta was a laughingstock. He's one of the most sought-after forwards now in Europe. He's a beast. He knows how to use them. Ferguson was able to get the best out of players. Eddie Howe gets the best out of forward players. This guy doesn't. He never does. This whole argument about Saka being world-class, if we had Wenger for the last 6 years or Hansi Flick or some manager like that, Luis Enrique, he probably would be world-class by now because he would have been coached properly and he wouldn't be forced to track back and he'd be used to his strengths like Lamal and all these other players. So it doesn't matter. Me and DJ and everybody was saying it doesn't matter. How can people saying to me, how can you think we won't finish ahead of Chelsea and City and Liverpool if we'll get having this summer? I said, I don't know how to explain it to you in any more layman's terms. Yeah, I don't care who we get, no matter what players we get. This manager won't achieve with them. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't have it in him. And we saw that on Sunday. We saw exactly what this guy is. Leaving all of our attacking players on the bench, doesn't know how to use them, doesn't want to know how to use them. He wants to be the underdog all the time. Doesn't like being the favorite. He likes the underdog thing. It covers him because deep down, I'm pretty sure that he is really insecure. Most narcissists are really insecure. It's why they act the way they do. It's why they carry on the way they do. It's why they're always all front, chest out. I'm this, I'm that, and then when the chips are down, they throw everybody else under the bus but themselves. But as for these people defending him, Jez, you know where I stand on that. Canton, Semi, all these guys, they infuriate me. They infuriate me because they have an agenda, because they want to keep them in a job, because it keeps their access and it keeps the money coming in, which I have no respect for. You are not a fan in my book, and the same goes for Regal. I don't consider him a fan. I really don't. You can't bash the legends like that and be a fan in my book. You're not. Number one, you know nothing about football. You know less about Arsenal. You're just a character, and I genuinely think with Regal that he would love us not to win this season and Arteta to stay. So then that whole summer, him being the Arteta in guy would get even more traction, because how could he still want them in after we didn't win anything? That's the way these people's minds work, man. That's the way their minds work. So the sooner we get rid of all of them, Canton should hang his head in shame. I don't consider him a fan. Semi-U's the same. He's not as bad as Canton, but he's up there. And anybody, like DJ said, that sells their soul for the good of themselves when it comes to your club, like I said, it's the same as doing it to your family. It's the same as doing it to your family, because that's what the club is like to a lot of us. And these are the people that are well over that result already. All four of us are still hurting, right? They're over it. They're over it before the final whistle. They're thinking about what content they're going to make. They're thinking about how I can spin this and get traction on Twitter and all that stuff. We're just gutted, and that's the problem, man. These people will move on quickly because they're fair weather fans. They're there for the day out. They're there for the journey. And the diehard fans are the ones that end up suffering. You know what I mean? It's always the loyal people that end up suffering. So I can't be dealing with those guys. I wash my hands of most of them. There's no point. They need to be discredited, yes. But when this manager goes, a lot of them will fade into irrelevancy, so it won't matter. You know what I mean? A lot of them will fade away with him when he's gone. And if the new manager comes in and they don't have that access, they are going to be like a dog with a bone trying to bring him down. They are going to be seething. Everything he does will be wrong. And if the next manager wins, it'll be because it was Arteta's team. That's what that will be the narrative. And I am going to enjoy very, very much keeping a track of Mr. Arteta's career after this. I am going to really enjoy watching him crumble at every single club he goes to. And each one will just prove a little bit more that he was always a fraud. And I'm going to really, really enjoy it, because I never wanted him here. I don't want him here. And the day that he leaves, I will feel a physical weight lift off my shoulders, and I will get back something that I haven't had in years, which is the prerequisite, which is the bare minimum a football fan can ask for, and that's hope. And I will have it back the day that he gets sacked. And that's all I'm looking forward to now.
That's very well said, mate. And I totally endorse what you've just said. The thing is, we all think alike of alikes, but when he does go, and he will go one day. Those fans, the Arteta sexuals, they can all F off with him. Because what are they going to do, Kenny? Kenny, what are they going to do? You're muted.
Is that what they do? Is that they'll say the right things about the new manager, and all their handles will be bigging up the new manager, like they did with Unai Emery. And then what they'll do is that they'll wait for him to make one mistake, and then they'll turn on him and set up a anti-narrative against the new manager. And that's so whoever takes over, regardless of whether it's a big name or not, they'll put obstacles in the way. The questions that you get asked when you express your dissatisfaction with Mikel is, who are you going to get? Who are you going to get? What guarantee is it you're going to win the title? And what they want you to do is to think about it and then think, yeah. And then they basically don't want us to use the grass is greener, that kind of a mantra. That's their attitude, and that's the thing with these guys who are behind Mikel. As I said before, we know this game. We know how this media works. We know, especially new media, and that what's happening now is that everyone's wants to be into the mainstream media, because the mainstream media can't afford to pay their top people anymore. So these guys see a vacancies and they're cheap and cheerful. They're basically doing it for nothing, really, because they're making money from their other sidelines as well. But what they don't know, and pardon me for being churlish and having a bit of a laugh, have you noticed that there's loads of money going into new media, especially YouTube, and the celebrities, they're seeing this, and they're taking the money for the top. So all those people who are saying they're disruptors and that, the radio's dead and blah, blah. No. What these guys you writ off, what they're doing now, they're taking all the money and they're going to be left with nothing, because the people who watch YouTube, these guys got massive fan bases, so they watch you, so they know. So basically what's going to happen is that, why do you think we have things like Stick to Football? The Overlap, or the rest of football, Gary Lineker? He ain't stupid. He thinks, right, they cancel me. I'm going to go. You should be clean up. So all these young lads who set the whole thing up and laid the foundations, they're going to go. They're done. All this sponsorship now, all the sponsors are going to be looking at now is these famous people. These little franchise stick to. The rest is because Gary Lineker owns the rest is football. You know, it's goal hanger TV, but he does the rest is politics. He owns all that. At the overlap with Gary Neville, they got the rest is stick to cricket. They had to stick to rugby. So these guys are going to realise that they're basically in no man's land. It's coming. It's coming.
No,
DJ.
I was just going to say about the Cronkies. I mean, if the meeting has gone ahead and the Cronkies have laid down the gauntlet to him, I hope they've laid it down, because I was wondering in the back of my head, and it doesn't matter what you say about any owner, and I'm just going to use any owner, not necessarily the Cronkies, but any owner. If you've ploughed in £1 billion and you set everything you do, you set goals, short-term goal, medium-term goal, long-term goal. The Cronkies' short-term goal was probably getting Arteta in through the door, him learning his ropes, establishing Arsenal, and then building from there. The medium-term goal was probably getting to the Champions League. And that's what everyone's latched onto. Oh, the Cronkies weren't bothered. They only wanted Champions League. Well, that might have been their medium-term goal. Now, when they've spent £1 billion, over £1 billion, their long-term goal is, right, you got to win something now. So they're on their long-term goal now. The Cronkies are going, you've had your low, you've had your medium. This is your long-term now. We've spent £1 billion. We want to see a return. All the Champions League's gone now. They want to win the Champions League now. You've got us in the Champions League. We now want to win it. You've got your money. You've got your team. We need the Premiership. And this is, I keep saying it. It had to come eventually. This is what this manager is now under. And I've said it loads of times before. This season is not necessarily about that football team. This season is about Mikel Arteta. That game Sunday, the emphasis, the focus was on Mikel Arteta. And he failed. And he failed miserably. And he'll keep failing. And the Cronkies know this. And this is why Berta was brought in. He wasn't just brought in as a sporting director to sort out contracts and transfers. He was brought in as an outsider, which is rare for Arsenal. Normally, there's someone always linked with Arsenal.
Good point.
Right? Normally, there's a link somewhere. You look through the history of Arsenal, you'll find some sort of link. This guy had no links, no chains, no nothing. Right? He's come in. He's now giving him everything he wants. He's got everything he wants. Cronkies have mentioned that. They've dropped the hint on that. He's got everything. His next job now is to deliver. And that is the long-term goal now of the Cronkies. He's got us into the Champions League. He's got us competitive. That box is ticked. The next box is, now you go and deliver. And if he doesn't deliver, and I've said this before, you watch in January if there's managers circling around without jobs. Yeah? That'll be Berta's next task.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate, if he's already doing it.
He's got his ear to the ground. He's got his eyes wandering. And his next task now won't be players, because I'll tell you another thing, Jez. The budget's been shot now. We won't be signing anyone now. That's it.
Nah.
Next summer, January and the summer, there won't be any more players. He's had them all in one hit this summer. He's had them all. Done. Finished. Right? So the next phase is the manager. And that's all the eyes are emphasis is on the manager. And all the top gooners can turn around and say, oh, yeah, but he's safe. Oh, the Cronkies are only interested in the Champions League. When they first come in and set their goals, probably that was right. But not now. Not when you've spent £1 billion. And I don't care what owner of a football club you are, whether you're the owner of Brighton, whether you're the owner of Crystal Palace, whether you're the owner of West Ham, when you have invested that amount of money from your own pocket in a football club and you are winning nothing, eventually the boat has to sail. And I'm sorry, mate. I think Arteta's boat has sailed unless he wins something. I said it last season. I'm surprised he's there this season. But this season, definitely. If he doesn't win anything, it's good night. And I reckon that could be very, very soon.
Well, I think if we're in deep trouble by Christmas, mate, that boat will be torpedoed, to be honest. Anyway, we're going to do a couple of starred comments here, which I think are quite interesting, actually. The Assemble, big up, man. Question: after Josh's statement, would you say it's worked out that Arteta is the source of the problem? Yeah, I do. I think it's been severely looked at now. Questions are going to be asked, and as DJ's just said, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Berta is already looking, not for next week, not for Christmas, but maybe start of next season, because I don't think he's going to, even if we're in the shit at Christmas, I don't think he'll be sacked. Personally,
No, not so.
I don't think he will. He'll still be here.
That Liverpool game has left a mark on him, Jez. I think with Berta, that Liverpool game has left a mark on him. I think he's gone. Why did I buy you all these players if you're going to play Marino and you're going to go?
As I was just going to say,
no point. No, I've spent all this money, and he'll see the stubbornness. He'll see. Okay, so you wanted Madueke, you wanted Zubimendi. There's rumours now, by the way, that if Berta had a chance, he would have stopped the Zubimendi deal. It was done in January, and he would have put a halt on it. He didn't rate it. That's the rumour.
He stopped the Sesko, didn't he?
Yeah, but the Sesko was just then playing hardball, though, wasn't it? Really, I think he was going to get him.
You still don't see them together, do you? You don't really see them together much, do you?
Because if he's looking at that Liverpool game, DJ, and he sees, okay, well, you wanted Madueke, you wanted Zubimendi, they're both starting. Gyökeres is starting, but if Havertz was fit, he would have started. And he's looking.
Havertz will start.
Havertz will what you are.
When Havertz is fit,
you're not playing. Havertz is back in when he's.
I can say categorically, when Havertz is fully fit, Gyökeres is on the bench.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah. 100%. He would have played against Leeds if he hadn't got injured. They were saying that Havertz was doing intense training in the run up to the Leeds game. I think he was trying to push him to be ready for the Leeds game.
Yeah, but
listen, you've
got other fans bantering Gyökeres already, saying he's a waste of money and he's this and he's that. You've got pundits now not rating him and all that. You can't blame the player. It's the tactics. The tactics don't allow him to express himself. But what I'm trying to say is, if you've got someone like, for instance, if you've got someone like Flick, the manager, wandering around without a job, and we're in the mud, I don't care if round about January, whatever managers you've got circulating that's out of work, I'm telling you now, he's in a position where he's precarious because Berta's got no ties to the club. He's got no allegiance to Arteta. You hardly see them together. He's not loyal to anyone.
They're never going to be together, though, guys.
No, exactly.
In essence, they're rivals for the owners here. You know,
exactly.
And that's the situation, because they're going to do a pro. Obviously, the manager is the one who's going to want to play. He's the one who has the superior sort of like tactical footballing knowledge, you know, in terms of experience. But in terms of a player, the sporting director will look at a player and say, no, not the right fit for what we want. Yeah, you say you want this and you need it now, but no, not the right foot. For instance, you have to look at Man United. Amorim wanted Martinez, 32-year-old on 200 grand a week. Jason Wilcox wanted that guy they signed, you know, from the 23-year-old, because he has the highest ceiling. And he'll make the odd mistake here and there, but in 3 or 4 years he could be like a top number one. And that's the thing with Berta. Berta and Arteta is going to have similar clashes, and it'll be left to Josh to referee. Sporting directors and coaches are never close.
No.
For instance, they actually think they're each other's bosses. The manager thinks the boss he's the boss of Berta, and Berta thinks the manager should be taking orders from him. So it's always the case.
Yeah, no, true.
Yes, that's true. That is very true, mate. Saul is asking, where was that reported, Jez? It's on Arsenal Press, mate, on X. So it was put in the group chat, so you can see it there. Wills says Arteta blaming Eze for the loss, but said nothing about Zubi, who made the reckless foul that resulted in the Liverpool goal.
No.
Eze is not an Arteta signing. It's clear the man is a damager, not a manager. Great. Love that. Love that. Rose says, Jez, big up, fella. I'd love to know your honest thoughts on Isaac to Liverpool. You reckon he'll be top? Well, I'll tell you what, mate, he's a top player. Going to Liverpool, proper manager.
I bet he's going to score. He's going to score more goals than Gyökeres. Oh yeah, that's me saying it. He'll score more goals than Gyökeres. So will TK, and they'll both be rotated probably.
I think Egatika will play out the wing. Gakpo will be rested, and
I've got something controversial to say. I know it's all wrong. I think what's happening, right? This is the beginning of next season. Salah would be playing. This is Salah's last season.
Oh yeah.
Salah's last season. He's gonna get another.
I know what you're going to say here, Kenny.
Salah's going to go to Saudi Arabia. They give him a new contract, but what will happen is that because they give him a new contract, they're going to want the 2 moons for him. But if you look at the way you look at Salah, you every time you write Salah off, he always comes to the goods. When you think about the way Liverpool play, Slot is going to evolve it away from Salah. He's going to come to situations where he's going to need his strikers to actually do the dirty work as well as being fresh for the box. Liverpool can't get away with playing with 10 men when Salah's on the field because if someone locks Salah down, there's space that can open up spaces for the opposition to hit the counter attack because he won't follow that runner. So it's not a long lasting project. Salah and Slot.
Yeah, true. And if we don't win trophies, Liverpool's next signing could be Saka.
Yeah, he's too injury prone. I think he's done.
They'll have the front. But they've got the front. They'll have the front to actually approach us. They'll have the audacity to do that.
Yeah. But the problem is though, Kenny. I mean, everyone likes Star Boy and everything like that, and he ain't going to go from Arsenal. He's Arsenal through and through. No, these young players, they've looked at players like Harry Kane at Tottenham. Yeah. They're not going to. They're not going to end up like that. They're not going to wait till they're in their 30s before they win something.
No.
What did Gareth Bale win at Spurs? All right. In that season, his first season, they won the League Cup against Chelsea. He was injured. He didn't even feature when he was getting on the field.
Yeah.
So in essence, he hasn't contributed to Spurs winning anything.
And Saliba still hasn't signed another contract. That's why he's got this.
He'd be a fool to sign a new contract.
In the door.
Yeah. I'd lose respect for him if he did.
Yeah, but you think about it. If you're basically asking Saliba, because that's what they like to do with young players, a 5 to 6 year contract. And then, so if Real Madrid do come calling, Arsenal are going to want a record fee for a defender. They're going to want, how many figures are we talking? 9 figures for him?
Yeah.
8 figures, tops for a defender. So he's a think, no, man. Because he knows Real Madrid are caught in it. He doesn't want to miss out on Real Madrid. And that's why I laugh and I laugh when I see these players signing 5 to 6 year contracts. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy because I love Arsenal and I'm happy. I like the way I love loyalty in football. But they're forced to do it because look at the kerfuffle you had with Isaac. And look at the kerfuffle you had with Isaac. All kerfuffle because they're all in tie contracts with clauses on, or with I won't sell you for such money, and it gets to a situation last 11th hour, then they get what they want. But you know what I mean? But their moves, in essence, are in jeopardy because they sign those long contracts.
True, very true, people. Donnarumma, he's gone to Man City.
Yeah.
I mean,
great signing.
Come on. I mean, I'm
Great
surprised.
signing.
I'm surprised at that one. But we're going to wrap it up, gentlemen, because I've got make a phone call. But
Yeah,
DJ, mate, loved your show with Shane, the retro kits, mate. I fucking love that.
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a nice release. It's a nice release from all this turmoil, isn't it? It's a nice release from turmoil. But no, big up, Jez. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
What you got coming up, friend?
Kenny and I've got the midweek mingle tomorrow on my channel, which Norski is there, and I think Northside's going to be joining us as well. So that'll be good. We'll be chatting about the all things as well. Thursday, I've got a Thursday chat show. So Kenny and a couple of others coming on. And then Sunday, I've got my Sunday sit back session. And yeah. And then Friday and Saturday, I just like to keep my eye on football and chill out and have a little bit of a weekend. And
you love international football as well.
Oh,
yeah, got international football. I mean, it's just like, yeah.
He's just ruined my week.
I can't get serious about it. This sort of not yet. England and them qualifiers don't do it for me.
Qualifiers, this coming summer, you won't have a World Cup to watch.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
I know. I've got football tonight. Actually, I like to watch the lower league football. I like to keep me on the lower league football, non-league football. I do like keeping an eye on certain teams in non-league. So there's a bit of that going on tonight. But yeah, no, all good, man. And what else have I got coming up? Whatever I get the link to.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Shane, mate, I say that great show earlier. I should go back and watch the starting half. I didn't get a notification, so I missed half of it. So I'll go back and look at the start of it, mate. What you got coming up, my friend?
Well, tonight I have a members only stream for the members on my channel. We're doing that from between 10 and 11ish. It's already set up. I think the members can see it. And then obviously tomorrow the full Irish. And then at 4:30 or 5, I think I have it set. It's set on my channel anyway. I'll be doing clean through one-on-one with views. And then on Thursday, I have the legendary Sophie on my channel for What's the Story, where we just go through her Arsenal journey from start to finish, and just have a chat about sort of not so much about current events, just about how she got into Arsenal, ups and downs, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. But there's loads. I've got about 8 different streams lined up on my channel if people want to go in and hit the notifications. And then tomorrow night at 10 or 11. I have the weekly roundup of Serie A, which I started covering this season, and I'm glad I did because Serie A is looking absolutely brilliant this year. So that will be Como over, where we go in and we look at Serie A and have a little update on how Cesc Fabregas is getting on over at Como. He's bossing out over there.
Hey, what's your phone? Seriously, Francesc Fabregas has to win this debate. He has to win it for the love of football. He has to win it.
Yeah,
in terms of, because if he doesn't, we're going to be strangled by low blocks.
Oh no, he's letting his midfielders play. He lets his team play. He really does. He lets the midfielders go where they want to.
Yeah, he could be the next Arsenal manager. He could.
He won't be allowed to go to another club and play like that because football's results based.
Mm-hmm. But they're getting good results, though, Kenny.
Yeah, they are up to a point, but the expectations get higher. Like for instance, Mikel Arteta, by leaving Eze on the bench, starting him off the bench, was basically saying, yeah, you're the big cheese at Crystal Palace, but you're at Arsenal now. You have to work with Spurs. That's what the team selection shouted at to me, even though we all knew he was good to go.
Fair play, man. Fair play. I was actually told today, some very nice comment actually I had sent to me on my channel, that Jez, you need to stream more.
It's difficult, man.
And I said, well, that's all good, but these buggers here, right? They take all the slots.
Oh no, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. I know.
It's hard. You know what it is, right? You're right. It is hard, but I'll tell you one thing. There was one time I was doing a show virtually every day, and I'll tell you what, it's bloody exhausting.
It is.
I look at you guys. You guys stream every day. Your individual channels. Don't you guys get exhausted?
Yeah, that's why I don't do it every day.
I quite like my morning one because it sets me up for the day. I'm all sort of structured. I drop the kids to school. When I get back, then I have a coffee. I have an hour. I go on for an hour and a half, and then go do my workout, and then get whatever needs to be done around the house. And then I work my own hours from home, so I can just squeeze in.
I can't do it every day because I can. I'm not lying. I could, but I don't just stream just for the sake of bloody streaming.
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to be sitting here talking bollocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough. I do most of the time anyway. But at the end of the day, I only want to do a stream if I've got something I think is worth talking about.
Yeah. That's what the morning one I do then is just it's based around the chat. So whatever they're saying is that's what I talk about. You know what I mean? There's never anything that not to talk about.
I quite like doing it. I've done it in the past. When I was in France, I did a couple of really late ones, like midnight, and I quite enjoyed them because I can just talk to the chat.
Yeah.
I just talk to them.
That's what I do in the morning.
Yeah, I like talking to the chat. The chat's good.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Talking to the chat, and they actually build the show.
If you're on your own, you can do that. But you know, I look at all the shows, and you say about material. You know, we are getting to the stage where the first Champions League game is going to be kicking off in about less than 2 weeks. So we're going to have a game every 2 or 3 weeks, every 2 or 3 days. Especially like December's going to be chocker, January's going to be chocker, November's going to be kind of chocker as well, because alongside that, you're going to have the playoffs to get into the World Cup. So in terms of material, you've got a lot of things to work with because you think about.
Kenny, you're forgetting one big game. You're forgetting a big game. We've got Port Vale. We've got Port Vale away soon.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
3 defensive midfielders lined up to play.
Yeah, but you know it is. And believe it or not, you got results and performances to analyse and sort of
pre-match, post-match.
Yeah, sort of like a pick over, and there will be injuries for you to discuss because it's inevitable. The way we play.
That's Port Vale. That's actually a really nice ground, Port Vale.
It is, yeah. The Pottery,
I've never been there for football. I've only ever been there. That was 1980. I went there. And that was for the first ever Monster of Rock festival, and Motorhead headlined that.
Great people around Port Vale.
It's Burslem in Stoke where it is their ground. It's actually quite a nice spot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean you're getting told. I'm getting told off again here. Look, dear. I've got to stream more. I'll try, but I've got a lot of things happening at the moment in my life, so can't do it all.
Yeah, I forgot to mention I will be doing a members stream. So if anyone in my chat also follows my channel, I will be doing a members stream. There's not many of you, but I will be doing a members stream in the next couple of weeks, guys. It won't. As I said, I have not blessed with hundreds of members, but we'll have a nice little huddle together. It'll be all right.
I think
evolution, DJB, evolution.
Yeah, it is. That's
Arteta's new buzzword, isn't it?
Look at Jam Boy's foot. Look, he's gunning for me, old Jam Boy. He's a one. He is. We're getting him in some nice retro kit next week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
he's already bought a lot of them.
My second team will be on that, Newport County.
Yeah, we're doing that next week.
Second team. Kenny Ken, my friend, as always, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me on.
My partner in crime.
I love being your partner in crime. But you know what's happening, right? I know this sounds a bit funny, right? But keep your eye on Wrexham's results. They're not going away, are they?
No.
What results?
Wrexham FC. Keep your eye on them.
No.
They're quietly doing things.
They are quietly doing things.
They could break a record this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they get a premiership this year, even the playoffs?
Yeah, but that'd be a record. 3 times on the bounce. Never been done before.
Did Watford do it?
Sorry?
Did Watford do it?
No.
Or was it Wimbledon? It was either Wimbledon or Watford who did it.
Are you sure?
What about Bournemouth?
In the 80s, Wimbledon and Watford must have done it. One of those teams.
Okay, fair enough. You bet.
Was there not a gap in between the three, though, Kenny? Was it not 2 in a row, a gap, and then 2 in a row?
I think it could have been, yeah.
I think it was 2 in a row, a gap, and 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I think 3 in a row was the record.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Was it Ipswich? Did Ipswich go from like the 3rd division to the Championship and straight to the Premiership?
No,
Not the row, though.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, Ipswich.
I don't know.
I'll tell you who went up.
Bournemouth had a good run of it as well.
Swansea done it, didn't they? Swansea went from lower leagues all the way to the top league, didn't they?
There was gaps, I think. Though. Was it all in a row? No, I don't know. I think there was gaps.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that, DJ. I think you might be right. Swansea... It was one Championship Prem.
I'm pretty sure Swansea done it. They got 3 promotions in a row or whatever. I'm not sure.
But Wrexham have gone from 2-1 champ Prem. That'd be 4.
They've done 3. Wrexham done 3 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go.
That's 4 in a row.
That's 4 in a row. That's a record. No, nobody's done that I know of. Not in modern history. Not that I know of. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up, people.
All right. I'll speak to you guys.
We're on the way. We're not far. Well, I think 400 off now from 10K. Be nice to get there soon. It's been hard work. 4 years. Next April, I've been doing this YouTube lark.
Wow.
Every minute of it. And get these guys, DJ and Shane, to over 2K. They're literally hanging on by the feet.
Just hanging on. I'm about 100 and odd away. Yeah.
As always, chat. You've been brilliant. Great comments. Great debate with DJ, Shane, Ken, as always. And thanks, everybody. We're out of here. I'm going to do the outro and take care. Bless everyone.
Stay safe, guys. Bless up.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.